Hey friends, so today I will be doing a I guess an inspired nail set. Of course I'm just going to be doing this hand, which is my it's my dominant hand, so I'll be doing my left hand today. And the set that I saw, let me see if I can find it for you guys, and I'm going to do this video in real time again, so hopefully I don't have too many pauses. But I wanted to show you what my inspiration was. Now my nails have already been prepped. I did the pull-off method with, pull-off, pop-off method with this hand so that I can just take the set off when I am finished. But I want to show you the set that I am inspired by. It's a floral set. Now, if I can't find it right now, I'll try to pop it in later. But I'm trying to find it now, so just give me a second. The set that I saw was this set right here. Hopefully you guys can see it. Yeah, love that floral set. I always love floral set. I always love flower sets anyway, but I really didn't know how I want to do it. I love an ombre type nail, and I love like a half of the nail bed showing type thing. So I had already had flowers. I have these dried flowers that I got off of, I believe I got these off Shein. So I have these, and these are a little big, so I don't think I'm gonna be using these because I would have to cut them down, but I do like these, and maybe I'll use these in another set. But these are an old set of like sparkly flowers with like the little, what do you call it, the little stems and stuff. And I've always wanted to use these. Let me see if you guys can see it. So I always wanted to use these. So I think I'm gonna use these today, and I'm gonna encapsulate them. So I already have my nails on, like I said. I went with I guess this would be a long or a medium, depending on who you are and how you feel set. And I do still have some acrylic on my nails. I always try to keep some acrylic on my nails because I'm going to be popping off and popping on new sets on this hand. And my hands are always dry because I try to keep this as dry as possible so I don't feel a need to put oil on here. So don't talk about me, y'all. All right, so let's just get into it. The nails that I did use were just standard nails. I think I got these from a variety of places, and I mixed the clear with the natural color. So that's all that is. And then the glue that I use is my standard, it's called Acrylic. If you guys can see that. So all I'm gonna do is, because a lot of the nails that were in the inspiration were coffin, I had the stiletto style nails. I'm just gonna cut the tips off of these. So now I'm still trying to figure out how to maneuver with this camera so I can see and you guys can see too. All right, so that's about it. I just cut the numbers off of those. So I'm going for a coffin. I'm not gonna shape my nails right now. I'm gonna shape them when I get into doing the nails. Now I will say this nail is a little small for this finger, but I didn't feel like going back and finding a different set. So we're gonna deal with that. And I'm gonna be using this brush that I got from Amazon because I've been just trying new things, but it's called ANGNYA. I don't know, but it's a size 16. This definitely does not look like a size 16 brush. And already I'm a little concerned because it's already like a little caked in. I'm sorry, that's my chair, y'all. I wasn't doing that. Nothing weird. That's my chair. That's me trying to stand up to make sure you can see it. Now I haven't even used this brush, and it's already got like a little bit of residue. Only thing I've done is cleaned it. So I don't know what that residue is. So we're gonna see. This is a very, very cheap brush. I don't typically use cheap brushes, but I just want to see what alternatives are, and I want to share that with you guys to see, you know, maybe if there's something out there that we can use. Now, I will say this feels like it's a little loose. So we're gonna see, and as you can see, it's a brand new brush. I haven't used it yet. So I just dipped it in the monomer to see if that will loosen up whatever's in here. I don't know what that is. But yeah, I cleaned the brush, let it dry, kind of shaped it a little bit, and came back, and that's what was like in there, that residue. So for the nails, I'm gonna be using, this is that Mia Secret. I think it's that peach nude mixed with a little bit of pink. So no specific brand other than the Mia Secret mixed with whatever pink I put in there. And this is a pinkish clear. And then I have the Kiara Sky liquid, and then off camera I have my brush cleaner and some acetone. And like I said, I'm gonna try to do this in real time. Because my nails are prepped, you won't see me do the primer, the drilling, or any of that stuff to start off. I'm just gonna get right into it. think you guys can see what I have over here. And I have paper towel. I use that Viva paper towel because it's really good. And I have the nail bib here. I don't have anything here because I want to see if the background it just pops a little bit more. So what I'm going to start off by doing is I'm going to go ahead and start putting that pink base right here. As I said, you know, my nails are typically dark because I have birthmarks on my nails. And you'll have clients that sometimes have dark nail beds. But either way, I just like a clean base. So I'm just going to go in with the pink. Some people like to go in with a clear, but I'm going to go in with the pink. I'm just going to put like a thin layer close to the cuticle. So far the brush is okay. Yeah, I've been like looking online at different brushes just to see. I'm used to going to like the nail supply place and buying brushes. And the brushes that I typically buy are about $30. I have been buying more and more brushes on Amazon. And the brushes that I've been buying on Amazon are the Cats brand. And I do buy Pana. So I've been buying like different sizes just to see how they do. And, you know, if you watch my videos with my nails, I do not do a one ball method. I do a whatever I feel like method. So if you do your one ball method, you can do that. But because I've been trying out new products, new brushes, I like to take it step by step. There's no need to rush when you're doing nails. Once you get better at using a product or a brush, then you know what works for you. So you know you can go at the speed that works for you. For me, I'm trying out this brush and I don't know what it's gonna do. The last video I was trying out a new liquid with the, I think it was the powder. So yeah. So far the brush is okay. It's cleaning up really well. It's not caking up. Yeah, it's okay. So, yeah, back to me talking about these brushes. Yeah, I've been trying a couple different brushes. I watched a couple videos on brushes, but you know, everybody's opinion is different. And depending on your level of doing nails, that will be dependent on, you know, how you feel about brushes, especially with the brush size. Sorry. This, like I said that it's a size 16. I don't know about that. I feel like it is long, but it's not full. I feel like it almost feels like a thin 14. Because it doesn't have a lot of hairs. It's really narrow. I didn't pinch it or anything like that because it is very narrow. Now, pinching is a personal opinion, a personal preference. That's not something that's required. That's just based on your personal preference. And I did not push my cuticles back, by the way. I just want to come on here and do this set. So my cuticles are a little ragged. And a lot of times when your cuticles are a little ragged or your client's cuticles are a little weird, it's best to push it back. That way you can get an actual shape. So you can see that this doesn't have really a shape to it, but we're gonna make a shape with this acrylic, so it's okay. But if I would have pushed back my acrylics, I would have gotten, well, pushed back my cuticles, I would have gotten a better shape. So I'm just gonna create a shape with the acrylic. And I can do that specifically, well, I'm not gonna say specifically, mainly because I do not have, what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. I can do that because I have these pop-off nails, so I can kind of do that. Because really, I just want to show you how to do this very, very simple design. I think what I want to do is, this is just me trying to figure out how to put this acrylic on and still show you what I'm doing. I think what I want to do with this channel now is to just show real-time processing of doing nails, the real-time process of doing nails, you know, not so much a pro type version, almost like I want to make mistakes and correct them and show you just in case you make mistakes, because as new nail techs, you're going to make mistakes. As old nail techs, you're going to make mistakes. And when you're trying new products, you're definitely going to make mistakes. So I'm open to doing that. I'm cool with making mistakes. There's nothing ever been about perfection on my channel. Even when I was doing the cooking videos, I could care less about perfection. It was just about, you know, getting to the end goal as best you can. You know, you want to do it right, but at the same time, you want to do it works for you. So there's no such thing as perfection in my mind. Just, you know, as good as you can. But when you're doing nails, you want to, you know, try to make sure that your client is happy, but at the same time, you want to be able to practice. And I think a lot of times you can be intimidated by watching videos with people that are, you know, used to doing a certain method and they're really, really good at it and you just can't quite get that method. So I think that I just want to be an alternative to that. I want everybody to know that, you know, there's no specific way. You know, it's basically what you're able to come up with what, I guess, what you know or what you feel comfortable with. Because, for example, that 1-ball method or 2-ball methods, I just never done it. And I apologize if you can hear the truck in the background. That is the garbage truck. And of course, it would choose to come right now. But yeah, so that's all I'm doing. I'm just putting the acrylic at the base of the nail because I want to have like a smooth transition. I haven't even started putting any acrylic on the top. And if you notice that you're missing acrylic somewhere or you need more acrylic somewhere, just go back to it. Just go back to it. No harm, no foul. Don't be ashamed to make mistakes. Don't be ashamed to go back and correct something you may have messed up. And then for this, as I'm looking around and I see like imperfections in my nail, or I can see where the nail and the acrylic meet, or the nail and tip, I'm sorry, I'll just put a little more acrylic in those areas just so it's a smoother transition, even though I'm going to encapsulate on top of that. But yeah, like I was saying, you know, I'm trying new brushes to see if there's cheaper alternatives because typically a good brush is around $40 in my area at least. But, you know, on Amazon, they've been ranging in prices. And I'm just going and putting in acrylic anywhere I see like a white, not a white spot, but almost like areas where it looks like I can see through them. And that's it. So that's the first application. So I'm just going to clean the brush, and I clean with acetone and monomer. So far, yeah, the brush is okay. Just making sure y'all can still see. So yeah, so that was the first layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out those flowers. What I think I'm going to do is I am going to lay out, you know what I'm going to do? Move this stuff around and open this up. All right, so I'm going to open this up. And I have this down because I have a silicone mat here and I just don't want to mess it up if I don't have to. And I'm going to show you what the brush looks like. So the brush is still cool. I mean, for I think it's $9 on Amazon. I can't really beat it. So I'm going to go with some vibrant colors. So I'm going to go with like this. I don't know what they are. I don't know anything about flowers. And I apologize for clearing my throat. I've had like this real weird cough thing going on. And let's pull a purple. So if I can open it. So I'm just gonna dump them out. And then of course I'm not gonna try to put them back in the same way that they would typically go in because I don't care about all that. I actually like to mix them so I can just pick them up as I go. So these are the ones that I'm gonna be using. And I think it would be so cool to put foil in there, but we're not gonna do that. We're gonna stick to the plan. So, all right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna start putting on clear acrylic on the tip parts of the nails, and then I'm gonna use my brush to pick up these little flowers and little stems. So I'm moving from the pink acrylic to the clear. I'm just gonna put a wet, thin layer at first. Well, you know what? No. I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker because I want my flowers to pop. So I'm gonna put a thicker layer, not too thick, but a thicker layer than I would typically do for a for encapsulation because I want to make sure these colors pop and I want them to be as close to the surface after I drill as possible. So there we go. I'm just gonna wet this a little bit and I'm gonna start picking up flowers. Hopefully you guys can see. I'm just randomly picking up the flowers. Try to load it. I want to make sure that it is on the nail. because whatever's not on the nail is probably gonna drill off. Okay. I'm just gonna pack them on there. Let's put something else. All right, so I need a little more acrylic in that area. Now that one's a little tough to flatten out. I don't know what that's about, so I'm gonna use my finger and try to flatten it out. Hopefully it does. I think these are made out of paper, and if I'm not mistaken, I think I bought these off Shein. So I know some people like to rehydrate them, and maybe I could have done that, but you know, I was excited to make the video. So they're up a little bit. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, maybe I should have rehydrated them. But I'm gonna go ahead and just put some monomer on it. Hopefully it'll flatten them out. This one keeps coming up, so I'm gonna put a little more acrylic underneath it. Wet that on a little bit. So this one's gonna be my problem child, but that's all right. I'm gonna put a little acrylic on it just to tame it a little bit. Okay. And I don't want to put it too close to the edge of the nail because, like I said, I'm going to be filing, of course. Let's move on to the next nail. Let's put just a little more acrylic on there. So far, the brush is holding up to me being a butt to it. Because trust me, I'm abusing it a little bit. So let's put some more flowers on here. And I'm gonna come back around and put the acrylic on the nails. I just wanna get the flowers on. I wanna give the acrylic base a little time to set. Let's put that right there. Let's put this one here. These are so pretty. Okay, so not too close to the edge. And then let's put a little more acrylic right here. Let's see. Put a little leaf, is that, yep. Put that right there, and you can see they're sticking up a little bit. Okay, so let's move over to the next nail. And I am not about perfection. I really am not. I'm really about just kind of learning and playing with things, you know. I am more of a shape person, so I love to go in and shape the nail. So even if the acrylic does not come out perfectly, as long as I go in and I shape that nail, I'm good. So I like to make my mistakes with my acrylic. I know some people like to make their mistakes elsewhere. I'm good with making mistakes. I have a little lump right there that was bothering me. That's why I was looking to see if I could fix it. But yeah, I'm good with making mistakes at the acrylic application part. I'm real cool with that. I have no problem making mistakes there and going back in and fixing it. Oh, that had 2 flowers. Just making sure that you guys can see. So what I think I'm gonna do, like where there's gaps, I may put like a little, I don't know. We're doing this in real time, so. You don't know what I want to do yet. I don't know if I want to put some glitter in there or if I just want to keep packing in flowers, just overlapping them. I think I'll just go ahead and keep putting in flowers, just kind of putting different ones throughout in no particular pattern. So yeah, let's keep doing that. I would put one there, but I think I'm gonna file down to there, so I don't want to put a flower there and just waste it. Okay. So same process, just wetting it with the acrylic and the monomer and all that good stuff. So you want to work with it really wet so that you can maneuver everything. And everything that's on the edge, we know is going to come off. So I want to try to keep it away from the edge, but you know, I still want to fill the nail up. So how do I feel about that? I feel like I need some more just up here a little bit. Let's see, let's put, I'm sorry for clearing my throat. I have like this cough thing going on. Okay, so I feel like I want something else on there. Okay, not too much, girl, not too much. Okay, so let's just go to the pinky. As you can see, I have acrylic on here. Now that is a no-no because you don't want to clog your acrylic brush. So let me go ahead and clean that off. So if it gets clogged at this point, it's my fault because I should have cleaned my brush. So sometimes it's us and not the brush. So just keep that in mind. So, all right, so let's put some more flowers. So these red ones are super stuff. And I love, though, that I can go on Shein. I know a lot of people hate Shein. You know, that's not their cup of tea. Their nail supplies are so cheap that I'm sorry. I just have to go online and purchase whenever I can because it allows me to try different things without spending too much money. Oh, that moved over there. I'm trying to actually saturate the nail with the monomer to see if that will help to flatten out the flowers. And it's not really, but it's okay. And I think I'm good with this. Maybe I'll put like a leaf or something in there to get into like the little... Get in there. Okay. So this one isn't laying down, but I'm gonna put that on there anyway, and I'm gonna come back. Okay. So now that we have that first layer on, I'm just gonna go in with some clear acrylic and just try to encapsulate while saturating the nail, at least the tip portion of the nail. So really the goal is to get the acrylic in between everything and coat it, and you don't want anything to be sticking up. So I'm also going to take the acrylic and move it up towards the cuticle, the clear acrylic, because the clear acrylic is actually what's going to make the nail... Are we still recording? Yeah, is what's going to make the nails strength. The pink acrylic really was for just color, like a base color. But this clear acrylic is going to not only encapsulate, but it's gonna, put something on my brush, it's gonna also fill the nail up. So usually a rule of thumb, and I guess it is a rule of thumb, is not to put too much air bubbles into the clear acrylic when you're doing something that is supposed to be super see-through. Like if you're doing a glass nail, you don't want to do too much brushing and you don't want to do too many passes of the acrylic, but that's not what we're doing right now. Right now I'm just trying to encapsulate, and I'm going to come back with another layer of acrylic, but right now I just want to flatten out and encapsulate and give that enough time to kind of set. So I'm cleaning the brush. The brush is doing good. Like I said, you know, if the brush messes up right now, it's my fault, but the brush is the brush is surprisingly holding up. Okay, so let's put some more clear acrylic here. I'm just trying to get the acrylic inside the nooks and crannies because I don't want anything to lift up. I'm just trying to make sure that the acrylic is on top and underneath the nail. Well, underneath the things that I'm encapsulating. And you want to clean up as you go. Now, the fun thing about doing my own nails is I like making mistakes. I like seeing what happens if I do certain things, because when you're in front of clients, you do not want to jack up their nails and you do not want to look a mess because they will look at you crazy. But when you do your own nails, you know, you have more flexibility. So I like doing my own nails for that reason, because it allows me to make all the mistakes I need to make and to see where I need to improve and to see what works and what doesn't work. Now you can see that this is a little cockeyed and crooked as far as the acrylic goes, but I'm gonna come back with another layer. Right now, like I said, I'm just trying to basically encapsulate and get at least one layer of acrylic throughout the nail. I'm making sure that the acrylic is on top and underneath. So yeah, let me ask you guys a couple questions, because I'm just sitting here talking to myself. And I'm used to having people in front of me. You know, my clients, we like to talk and, you know, discuss what's going on in the world or what's going on in their lives. So, like, if you're watching me, how long have you been doing nails? What do you like about doing nails? What's your goal for your nail journey? Is it just that you want to learn how to do nails at home? Is it just that you're looking for like different inspirations? Or is it that you just like to see how to do something maybe you saw on the internet? Because I'm telling you, watching these videos with me, doing my own nails, you will see mistakes happen and you will see how I correct them. And I think it's important that you figure out, like, when a nail looks like this, a freaking mess, what do you do to it? How do you fix it? Can you fix it? Do you just run away? Do you just panic? No, you don't. You do not. You just keep playing with it. And I like buying different products, different monomers, different things, so I can mess up, so that when I get to my client, you know, I know that, okay, this is my tried and true. And like I said, you know, for many, many years, I used this brand called Nail Light, and they were my tried and true. I could actually go to the place and buy the monomer, my stones, everything there. But I'm not as close to the place as I used to be. And at the same time, they have like these weird hours, in my opinion, that I just can't get to. But if I do need products from there, I do go online to their website and I buy their things. But I've been venturing out to new things. Like I've been venturing out to like Young Nails and Mia Secret and Kiara Sky. And I actually like those brands. And again, I apologize if you can hear the truck outside. Now, this is the nail that has the ones that are really, really poking out. And what's going to happen is anything that's poking out will get drilled down. So I'm trying to avoid that. But that might be a good thing, because any of the flowers that are under there will peek through and it'll make it like not so perfect. Yeah, so like I said, I've been using different brands, and I actually enjoy using the different brands just to see what I like. And so far, I will tell you, and I've used even, you know, the non-name brand items from like the nail shop. And some of those things you got to be careful with, especially the monomers, because they have monomers that don't have the name on it. I tried one the other day and it caked up on me something bad. It was terrible. And I'm just assuming that the monomer needed some help. I don't know if it was MMA, EMA, I don't know what it was. It said that was EMA, but it just did not react like that. Now, as this is drying, these are the flowers that were poking up. The acrylic will allow you to play with it. Let me clean that off. So as it's setting, you can push it down a little bit. You can push it into the acrylic and just kind of let it dry a little bit in there. And that's what I'm doing. Now, even though I'm doing all that, I'm mindful that, you know, I'm still gonna have to work on this nail to get it together. But yeah, so I like to try different products. I always like to see what I like. I've tried different brands of acrylic. I've tried different brands of monomer, different brands of primer. And a lot of times I just go back to my tried and true. But I do like to try new things. I think that's the fun of, you know, doing nails. But I always do that on myself. And I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and start creating content. Because when I do my own nails, they're never, never, never perfect. I always make mistakes. They're lumpy, they're bumpy. And it's because I'm impatient. I don't take the amount of time that I'm supposed to take in doing them because I want to hurry up and get other things done throughout my day. So I find that I'm very impatient with doing my own nails. And I make a lot of mistakes because I am impatient and I don't like to wait. I don't like to clean my brush off the way I should. I just want to get my nails on and go. Whereas, you know, when I have clients, I take the time because they paid for my time. So, you know, I've already got it down packed because they'll more than likely tell me what it is they want. I'll be prepared for it. If there's a certain color of pink that they want, you know, I'll usually kind of mix that out, or I will go ahead and prepare that ahead of time. I know which monomers work with which powders, and I'm pretty good about buying monomers that work with everything. I don't like to stick to a specific system. I'm not that person. I like to mix and match. So if a monomer or a system allows me to do that, then I'm all for that. But if a system doesn't allow for that, then I need to move on to something else, because I am not brand loyal, unfortunately, but I do like to try new brands. And I stick to what I like, but you won't know what you like unless you try other brands. Okay, so I do need some more liquid because as you can see, that's getting gunky. And all I do is I pour that back into that brush cleaner mix I got going on. And I'm just gonna kind of clean that out and clean the brush at the same time. Now, it's important to me that a brush is acetone friendly, because if it's not acetone friendly, then that's not a brush for me, because I dip my brushes in acetone. You're not supposed to, but I go through so many brushes that I need you to be just as durable as I am rough. So let me pour that in there. Let me go get some more liquid. I'll be back. So I don't know if I told you guys which liquid I'm using. I'm still using that Kiara Sky. It's okay. I actually like the Kiara Sky liquid. I still haven't used the Kiara Sky powder with the Kiara Sky liquid. I do have the all-in-one powders. I have not used them, and I've had them for years. Well, maybe a year. Okay, so I cleaned the brush, and I like to make sure that I get as much liquid in there as possible in order to get any of the acetone or anything that may have been left in. And of course, I didn't do a good job, and I can tell because this went on really thick. But yeah, I think it's interesting to, you know, try different products, see how you like them. And for different seasons too, you know, you may need to use different products. And yes, this looks a mess. It looks like I'm caking it on. But these are my nails, and I've never actually used these flowers on clients. So I wanted to see how they work, because I do like the nails that I saw on Instagram. So I want to see if this is something that I want to use. Do I need to buy different flowers? Should I have rehydrated the flowers? And these are going to look thick, and I'm going to show you how to fix thick, chunky acrylic, because you do not want somebody going home with thick, chunky nails, honey, because they will talk about you all on the Yelp, all on the booking sites, all on the Instagram. So you don't want that. So yeah, this looks a mess, and I'm keep doing it and making it look even more a mess, so we can see how we're going to fix it, right? But the important thing is, when you make messes, you want to make sure that you're allowing yourself enough area to fix the mess. So wherever I see that there's an area that I can probably build up, that's what I'm going to do. And then I know I have to drill it down, right? So this is me making a huge mess. And this is usually when nail techs start to panic, and they're like, oh my God, what have I done? Then you start getting hot, and then you're like, oh my God, do they notice it? Does the client notice it? Can they tell? How am I gonna fix it? But yeah, so I'm gonna show you how to fix it. It's okay, I'm just building it up. And typically you do not want to put so much acrylic on the nail that you can't drill it off. But I'm gonna show you how to fix it without burning your client, so don't worry. Don't worry. It's better to have too much acrylic on here in the right areas than not enough. You want to not have too much in the cuticle area, and then you do not want to not have any on the tips and the apex area, because you are going to join, you're going to make a shape. So usually if you just pay attention to the nail, you'll get a feel of what you can and can't do to fix it. And because these are encapsulated, there are certain areas that you just don't want to over drill in. So yeah. So if you guys are new nail techs, are you doing your own nails? Are you just nail artists? Are you practicing on family? Are you taking your state board? You know, what is it that you're doing as far as nails? Are you just one of the people that like to do nails at home because the prices are ridiculous right now? And I say ridiculous, like I'm not charging some special prices too. But, you know, and it's so funny because when I did start doing nails back in the day, our nail prices were super duper cheap. When I tell you they were like $18 full sets, $15 full sets, I'm telling you no lie, like full sets were nothing like what they're charging right now. And products were actually quite expensive depending on where, and I'm just going back over the thumb, by the way, because it looks like I need to go over it a little bit more in order to give myself some room to drill down and to fix it. Yeah, as I was saying, yeah, the products were still actually very expensive. As a matter of fact, they were a little more expensive in my opinion than they are now. One of the brands that I did learn how to do acrylics with was Tammy Taylor. And that was when people wanted those pink and white nails. And they were known for like the French. And their pinks were so pretty. But when I tell you the price of that acrylic system, because it was almost like you couldn't use a different acrylic powder or a different monomer. You had to use that system together. So you had to have the big bucks to do it. But then they were charging an arm and a leg when they were doing the nails, the professional nail techs at that time. Because even though we were in school, one of the school actually that I went to also had a salon, and they specialized in Tammy Taylor. And it's funny because the people were paying it. The people were paying it. That was back in the day when you would do backfills and people would come in every 2 weeks to get their nails done. So yeah, the people were paying it. So yes, I'm making these nails chunky on purpose. Okay? Because I'm going to show you how to fix it. And I do want to make sure that the nail is encapsulated. Am I going to walk around with these nails looking like this? Absolutely not. But I do want to get a thumbnail. I do want to get a thumbnail with the nails looking crazy. But I just want to make sure that I do have acrylic in the areas that I'm supposed to have acrylic, like in the cuticle areas. But yeah, so back to what I was saying. Yeah, the prices of the products were still pretty steep, you know. However, we weren't charging as much to do the nails. Now, I will say that, you know, we took a little less longer to do sets. I find that the new nail techs do take quite a bit of time to do the nail sets. And it could be because a lot of the things that they're doing is a little more intricate and the nails are a lot longer than they used to be. Now, you see what I'm doing to this brush? I've done this to this brush, and this will tell me if this brush is a yay or nay. So I'm done putting the acrylic on the nail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start cleaning the brush. So when I have a lot of acrylic in my brushes, and I don't advise this for anybody else, but I've been doing this for a long time with my brushes, is I like to see how much stuff is in there so I can tell that I need to soak this. So I'm going to soak it in that, and I'm going to come back to it. I don't want to leave my brushes in there for any prolonged period of time because it will mess up the shape of the brush. So now that I actually have the acrylic on, you know, like I told you in the last video, you will know if it's dry because it will sound different. Like this part is dry. This part is dry. And that's dry. However, those aren't dry. So I'm gonna take a little break and I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. All right, so this is what they're looking like. A freaking mess. So what I'm gonna do is I like to first, you know, pull down the sides. But before I do that, let's talk about the brush. So I've cleaned the brush and you saw what I did to the brush, and the brush is good still. I've soaked it in acetone. I've soaked it in the brush cleaner, and the brush is cool. The brush is good. It's good to go. So yeah, I'm gonna use the 100-180 file, and I think I got this off of, if I didn't get this off Shein, I got this off Amazon, but to me they're all the same. And I'm gonna go in with the 100 side. Yeah, the 100 side, because the 180 is the softer side. So just gonna clean up my sides. I'm gonna bring them in, get rid of any excess acrylic. And you can see how thick the acrylic is. So I'm just going to continue with each nail. Now I may speed this part up, guys, so. I was wondering, like, while I'm filing and kind of not talking, should I put music in, or are you guys cool with just the real time of me filing? Or should I put music in or something? Or should I, you know, speed these parts up because they're pretty self-explanatory? Or is it cool for us to just do our nails together? Is it cool for you to just go get all your supplies at the beginning and we just kind of sit and chit chat and do our nails like we're in a salon together? Is that cool? Should I just, I thought about actually making videos and not having any sound. Well, not any sound, just like maybe music over them and not talking during them. And kind of speeding them up and making them 30 minutes or however long, you know, I can get them down to. Excuse me. But then again, I thought maybe it would be beneficial to kind of keep the videos at real time and kind of talk my way through it, because there's some thoughts that, you know, I have when I'm doing the nails that I may not have when I am doing voiceovers. And then at the same time, there's certain thoughts that I may have that I can't really express when the video is going super fast. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out the better format for the videos. So yeah, I'm just filing and just trying to get some semblance of a shape to give me a guide for when I get ready to drill. And I don't know, it's just something that I've always done. I've always filed before I drill, just to try to get somewhat of a shape. Even if it's not like a crisp shape, it's just a shape that I can get to. Well, a shape that shows me, okay, you need to kind of take more in on one side or the other. And then when I do my own nails, for some reason, I always find my nails crooked. I always do. And it's like, because my dominant hand is this hand, I'm always coming this way with my nails. So, all right, so I have those pretty much done. And remember, I told you that if you wanted to cheat, you could use the cuticle pusher and push the nail back, especially when you have a lot of acrylic on the nail, just so that you're not, hurting your client. So that's a little bit of a cheat. All right, so I'm gonna go in with this 5-way carbide. I'm gonna put it to about 9. And I'm actually gonna put on a mask because I really should be using my dust collector, but it makes so much noise. And because I'm talking to you guys, I don't wanna do that. So I'm gonna put on a mask so you can hear me a little muffled. And that's just to protect myself from all this dust. And I'm not trying not to talk so much. I may even speed this part up. I just wanted you to know what I was doing. So I'm gonna focus on the cuticle area. And because this is a carbide, I'm also gonna focus on shaping the top of the nail and bringing down that excess acrylic. And you'll hear the drill getting caught in the acrylic. So if there's a lot of acrylic, it'll get caught. The drill gonna get caught. So I'm making sure to go around and clean up the cuticles. Those are always my major concerns, the size and the cuticles. And then I like to look at the free edge to see how much acrylic is there. And because we have the designs on the top, I'll clean out the bottom, because I don't want to take away from my encapsulated flowers. So that's this nail so far. And then if there's any excess acrylic underneath, you want to get that as well. And again, I apologize if I sound muffled, but I do have a mask on because I am not trying to breathe in this acrylic dust. But you can see how this carbide is just cutting through, just slicing through the acrylic. But you don't want to put too much pressure. That is the tip that I can give you for a carbide bit. The carbide is going to slice through regardless. So you don't want to apply too much pressure because you will mess around and take off all your acrylic and create other issues. But in these cases, when you have a lot of acrylic, if you make boo-boos, these carbide bits are lifesavers. So So you can see like the little white marks right here. That means that I'm actually down to where the parts that were sticking up with the flowers. So you'll see that I'm actually drilling some of it down. This is that funky nail, and this is always my funky nail. It's shaped really weird at the cuticle area. And I always kind of look from the side because it gives me a guide of what my nail's looking like. But then I do like to hold the nail like this as if I was my own client, so I can see what I'm doing. Now I want to make sure I'm using this carbide to take off as much of the excess acrylic as possible, because this bit actually allows me to get most of the acrylic off without really burning my client, and in this case myself. So yeah, I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to nails, because I like to kind of rush my own sets. So I'm not as careful when I'm putting on the acrylic. And you'll see that this part is going to lift a little bit for me. And that's because I do have a pop. This is a pop-off set for me, so it's not meant to last. As a matter of fact, after I'm finished with this video, I'm going to take these nails off. So let's pray that when I'm filing, these nails don't pop off. But, you know, in your case, you would have prepped the nail, dehydrated it, primed it, and all the good things. And they'll last your client for up to, you know, however long. And I think I was telling you guys that, sorry, that back in the day, you know, we did nails. They were cheaper. The clients would come back every 2 weeks and get their standard fill. Never was it heard of for the clients to stay away more than 2 weeks, because they would automatically get charged more for being gone for more than 2 weeks. So some nail people would either make them soak off their set, or they would charge them for a 3-week fill. But 2 weeks was standard. We didn't charge as much, even though our products was probably about the same price. And we actually didn't have as many choices with the products. You had certain brands, and you had mainly professional brands, and you had garbage brands, like the brands they were selling like a CVS. So if you wanted good stuff, you would go to, you know, the Tammy Taylor brands, and they would actually have reps that would come and sell you the things in your salon. So you didn't necessarily have to go. We didn't really shop online like that. So the reps would come, and you would have like a rep that would sell you the products, or you would go to an authorized dealer that could sell you the products. And yeah, like I said, we did nails a little bit faster. The products were the same. I just don't know when the prices changed. Maybe it's because the booth rents went up, you know. Maybe it's because, you know, the cost of living, everything has just gone up. But, you know, today's price Let's say today's price, or is it yesterday's price isn't today's price? So, you know, the prices are different. But listen, I ain't mad at it because $15 for an hour-long full set. And then if you had to pay commission to, you know, your shop, or if you were doing boot rent, it was rough. This is not a glamorous business to be in. Pretty much you like doing nails and you like the hours that you could do nails, you know, the hours that, you know, you were doing nails, so it worked for you. It wasn't anything about like making tons and tons of money. It was just about being comfortable, being your own boss, and doing something you loved. But now, like, it's all that plus, you know, if you're doing celebrity nails or if you're really good at what you're doing, you're charging quite a bit and you're making good money. So I think that's why a lot of people are getting into nails now. But I just love it. I mean, I just love making mistakes. I love playing with the nail equipment. It's just fun to me. So whether I take clients or not, I'm still in here playing with my nails. So see, this was the bulky nail. Well, one of the main bulky nails. So it's just me creating a shape. And all I'm doing is looking from side to side. And what I'm gonna go back in and do, of course, is go back in with the file and help to, you know, define that shape a little bit more. All right, so don't worry, I clean all this stuff up afterwards, so no harm, no foul. All right, so what I'm doing now is I'm gonna go back in with the file really quickly before I go in with the sanding bits. And I'm just crisping up the shapes. And I'm trying to hold these nails for dear life because I do have a pop-off set on and it's really meant to pop off. And you just wanna make sure you clean up your sides. Bring in anything that's like kind of hanging. And the file will actually help you to do that. The only reason why I don't like to use a file on its own to do nails is because I feel like it leaves like little ridges. And I like to work like this way with the drill. So it allows me a little more control over having like those little sharp ridges. But I do love to file the nail. But it's always harder for me to do my own nails, so it shows me, gives me like a level of appreciation for just the nail styles in general when I see people do them. And it allows me to see, you know, where the mistakes are, how I can fix them. Now I keep alternating between the 100 side and the 180 side. And typically the side that has the number on it is typically the softer side, and the one that doesn't is typically the rougher side, just in case you didn't know that. Now I'm an aggressive filer, so I'm trying to hold the nail with the other nails while filing so my nails don't pop off. While I'm trying to show you guys these nails. Can you imagine? I've gone through all the work to do the nails. Then they pop off while filing, so I can't show you. That would both be embarrassing and a freaking mess. A hot behind mess. But I am filing on top of the nails in some area because, you know, just sometimes it's just easier to get to it with this file versus trying to do it with the drill. Especially because these nails are encapsulated nails. And I want to make sure that my nails pop without taking off the acrylic that's holding them. I am an aggressive filer. And I want to be more aggressive filing, but I'm scared. Because I'm using, actually, let me tell you, because I actually do use the pop-off method typically, but I'm using a different brand of polish, and it's a peel-off polish. So I don't know how sturdy it is, because my pop-off method, I usually have to work to get the acrylic off. So that's why I switched to something else, and it's supposed to be easier to take off. Now, that may be a detriment to myself. And that's why I'm kind of nervous. I'm just trying out a lot of new things while I'm filming these videos, just so I can share with you guys. I think it's important to try new things. That looks like it's my skin, but it's actually the acrylic. But yeah, I think it's important to try new things, and I want to share with everybody. You know, I don't want you to go out and buy things if you don't have to. Then again, I want you to be able to go out and, you know, buy things that are a little more cost effective while you're on your nail tech journey. So that's why I tried that $9 brush. And I'm actually, even though I don't feel like it's a 16, I am very impressed by it. I actually still have it soaking right now. See, it's wet. And I just wanted to make sure that any excess that's in there is out. And girls and boys and everybody in between, look. I don't have any affiliation with this brand. And I actually tried to cancel the order on Amazon because I kept going back to the reviews. And I was like, no, I don't want to waste my little $9. But I'm a little impressed. So now I'm going to go in with the sander bit, which is a mandrel. That's the thing that the sander sits on. I'm going in with coarse, and I'm going to put it to about, let me go ahead and take the mask off real quick because I'm not going to be doing too much drilling. So I'm going to be at like a, about an 8. And I'm using the Melody Susie. I don't remember what the name of the Melody Susie is, but it's one of the portable ones. So I'm just going in. I like to clean the cuticle. And I use this because it shows me if there's any imperfections on the nail. And it helps me, it helps me to clean it. Every once in a while I get caught, and I always scare myself when I get caught. Always, 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 always. When I say get caught, it's just that the bit will try to go under the nail like that. But I'm a big baby. I'm like the worst client. So that's why I like to try it out on myself, because if I don't burn myself, if I don't do certain things to myself, that means I'm good to go for my clients. Because I am the scariest of clients. Now, because these are encapsulated, I don't want to go too much on the top to thin out the tip. I'm going to go more underneath. So as you can see, those white parts are where the drill has hit the encapsulation. So that means we've touched where the flowers are, but they are sealed in acrylic, so they're good to go. But I still want to make sure that my free edge is nice and flush. Now you can see that's already starting to lift because that pop-up is wanting to pop up. But we're gonna make it through. Have faith in us. Yeah, I'm just interested to know, you know, why are you guys interested in nails? Is it just something that's kind of soothing to watch? Is it that you guys are on like your nail tech journey? Are you a DIY nail girl? Is this your side hustle? This has always been my side hustle. Always, always, always. And then sometimes, you know, I go away from it because I'm a introvert at heart and I do not actually, I don't like too many people in my space. So sometimes I do feel a little overwhelmed. So, you know, I'll reduce my number of clients or I'll just stop taking clients. And there's been times where I've just kind of stopped, period, and not taking any clients, including like my regular clients. I have to tell them, you know, I'm taking a, what's that called? Sabbatical, hiatus. So yeah, I'm just shaping these up. And, you know, this sander bit is great for that. Some people, usually me, I like to crisp up that free edge with this bit. I think in the other video I was telling you guys that my hands do shake, and they just shake because I'm not perfect and I love coffee. So, you know, you learn to compensate for that. And this nail actually has quite a bit of acrylic still on the free edge. So what we're going to do is just clean that up. All right. So I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to take my fine sander. And this is just the stuff that I love to do. It just makes me happy. So you don't have to do it. But I love it because it takes off those smooth edges of the, you know, the roughness that the carbide has created, and it just smooths out the nails. So I'm going to use that at about a 7, and all those rough edges are usually taken down, and I love to use a fine sander. Now I actually need to change this bit because I think I may have dropped it, and you can tell that you dropped a bit because it starts to vibrate. You'll hear it. Here, yeah, it's vibrating on the nail because I think it's dropped, and I think it's time to replace these. And I buy these mandrels in packs, so I can change it, but you know, I'm a creature of habit. So this just helps me to smooth out everything and to just kind of crisp up everything, and any little excess acrylic I may have out there, it'll smooth down. So it's like a buff before the buff, like a rougher buff. But yeah, I definitely need to change this because it's vibrating on the nail, and that's uncomfortable for your client. They don't like that. And I like to concentrate always with any bit on the cuticle, because I just want to make sure that it is seamless over there in the cuticle area, because that's where the nails will lift and where you'll have problems. So always on the sides where the, you know, the file can't get to. And then you want to make sure, you know, the nail itself is smooth and there's no lumps or no bumps, and that you have some shape to the nail. Now I do not like a flat nail, so very rarely will you see me do a flat nail, but I do have tips that are flat that will allow me to make the nails flat, but I'm not a fan of flat nails. But I do have them. But I like to have a little bit of something, you know, a little shape to my nail, look like I went and got them done, you know. Not that I went somewhere that was just gonna get me in and out. Somewhere where they cared what my nails look like. So when I point out something, they're like, oh girl, let me see your nails. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, so-and-so did them. All right, y'all, so that's that with those bits. This is why I would brush, but you know I'm not brushing. Stop playing. Let me get a buffer, and I'm just gonna use one of these small buffers. Are they slow and irritating? Yes, but I like to be able to get all through the nail, especially because, you know, I'm dealing with the encapsulation. It just allows me a little more control. The bigger buffers are quicker, but I don't mind these. I actually like these little ones. I don't know why. Now, I wouldn't recommend them if you got arthritis, because they will have your hands shaped up the same way that you're holding them. Are we still recording? Yeah, buddy. We're still recording. Yeah, so be sure to comment below. You know, I'm just curious as to, you know, where you are in your nail tech journey, what you like to see from me. When I started my YouTube channel, I was doing a lot of cooking because I love cooking. But, you know, after the panini bread, you know what I'm talking about. After that, you know, my kids grew up, went out the house, you know, not necessarily grew up, but, you know, everybody went back to college. Everybody went back to school. I went back to work. Our eating habits changed. So I'm really not cooking like that anymore. So I'm interested in getting back on YouTube. At least I was, and I still am, and that's why I'm here today. But I hated editing, and I just wanted to be passionate about what I did again. And I love doing nails. I love watching nail videos. And I was like, oh, I can make videos doing nails. And this would be definitely a way that, you know, if you guys are interested in, you know, finding creative ways, or if you're just not sure about, you know, your ability to do nails, or you're starting out and you're making mistakes and you're curious how to fix them. I think that's what I want to specialize in, is making mistakes and fixing them, and trying budget-friendly options, seeing if we can get shortcuts to doing nails, because everybody doesn't start off doing the super long extendo nails with tons of stones and blingage and, you know, all the ombres and the gel flowers. Sometimes you have to start off somewhere, and you want to be able to be a part of, you know, what everybody else is doing, but you still want to stay in your lane until you're comfortable. So I hope that, you know, I'm that person for you guys, because it's cool to do all the designs and stuff. I think the basics are important. And something simple, but still, you know, this was simple. Hopefully this was simple, but the end result is amazing. Okay, so I'm done buffing. I am gonna put some oil. Once I dump some of this off, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to open this up. I still got my flowers on there. Why didn't y'all tell me? Y'all not, see, y'all not helping me. All right, I'm still gonna put some oil though. Move over, little flower. Okay. So yes, I should have dusted my nails off, but like I said, you know, it's me, just me and you guys. So I'm gonna go wash my hands. I'm gonna come back, and we are going to, oh, I love, listen, once the oil goes on my nails, it's like the buffer jumps over to the nail. So you didn't see me do that. You just saw the buffer say, hey. I am an oil buffer girl. I love to buff with oil, and I always have. So when I see the dry buffing, I like that too, but I just have to always go back in with the buffer once the oil is on. It just makes me happy. And also gives me an idea of what my nails are gonna look like. So that kind of shows you what they're gonna look like. So far they're cute. Let me go wash my hands, girl, and we'll be back. Well, actually, I'm gonna come back and wash my hands. How about that? How about we take these? I'm gonna do a quick rinse and I'll be back. Bam. Okay, so I did a quick rinse, just a quick rinse, but I'm gonna spray it with regular water, like soap, off camera so that I don't mess up my camera. And I'm just gonna do, and this is upside down, and I need to do a scrubbing. See, now, when we tell y'all to go scrub, you nail enthusiasts that love to go get your nails done, this is what we mean. We'll mean Give me this. Because we want you to get all the acrylic off the sides, underneath the nails. And I'm just gonna flip that over and dry my hands and put some top coat on. I just have a towel off camera. I need to plug my UV light in. Excuse me. Excuse me while I tear up my stuff. I just have a cheap UV light. Nothing special. It gets the job done. I do want to change it, but I'll be honest, I'm not interested right now in changing it. So I'm using Beal's top coat. And the brand that I'm using is for the UV light is like Sun X11. I think I got this off of maybe Amazon. So I'm just gonna put a generous coat of top coat and wipe, because that does move the gel, and wherever it moves to is where it stays once it's cured. Try to make sure I get to the sides. And usually I would do this off camera and then, you know, come back and show you what it looks like, but I'm trying to keep these videos real time so you can see from start to finish. And keep in mind that, you know, when you're doing nails on camera, you are taking actually, I want to say it adds about 10 to 15 minutes more onto the process, sometimes more, because I keep looking at the camera to see if it's in frame. And also, you know, some of the stuff that I'm moving around, it's a little different. So there's the first coat, right? I'm just gonna put it under. This comes on automatically, but so it comes on automatically to about, I think it's like 90 seconds. So we're gonna let that cure and I'll be back. Okay, so we're all done. So I'm just gonna move this out of the way and put a little more oil. Girl, it's dust everywhere. This dust is a hater. Okay. Don't mind that. Don't mind it. Don't look at that. That's like, I was telling y'all that scrubbing was important. Did I scrub good? No. But guess what? It's okay. It's okay. Like I said, I'm not about perfection on this channel. I'm about, you know, showing you ups, downs, and rounds. So, yeah, this is what they're looking like, guys. This is what they are looking like. Let me just make sure you guys can see. Yeah, I like them. They are so cute. I don't mind my cuticles, y'all. But yeah, so this is what the nails are looking like. So the review on the brush is, I say it's cool, you know. Mind you, you know, I took it out and I should have just went ahead and shaved and put it down, but here you go. The brush is cool. I don't know how many more uses I'm gonna get out the brush, but it seems to be cool. We'll see how that lasts. The flowers from Temu, they're pretty cool. They do look like foil flowers, but they have a little shimmer to them, so they're cute. And you know, I'm cool with the acrylic and everything, but yeah. So as you can see, everything's super smooth, nothing super thick anymore. The places that the acrylic, not the acrylic, the encapsulations were removed from are actually clear, and I actually like that. So you can see where it doesn't have any flowers in certain places. It's actually a clear background. Don't mind that. But yeah, I love them. I'm sorry I gotta pop them all, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, thank you guys for coming back and watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, until the next video, guys, bye.